live here.
Oh, suck it, bitch.
We're going to take over the first rollout here. I'm going to watch your boy Fwo, the man you built up so adamantly in the pregame. He's actually insanely quick to the middle here. The demo man so good at actually getting in the middle on Badlands. Going to take the first bit of sticky damage, though, trading very well with the demo. He has his scout support on his side of the underneath of middle. Meanwhile, everyone on Decerto is playing it passive, and that's going to lead to Stark's death. Lime going to go down as well, but Fwo is going to clean it up, taking down Stark and Daleth. Snyyppis will go down as well to zappis, and with it being 5 versus 3 right now, this will be quarantined in the middle, trying to see if there's going to be a play made right now. Kritzonite on very low health. Spary is going to go down, so there is no demo live for Deserto to defend this Spire. It's just Spin and his scout, AcidReniX. And look at this passive play from Arcs here, Admirable. How's he not even going to get into that fight on middle?
Just recognised that the game was up and thought the best option was to run back to last and get healed up rather than suicide in and spawn back at last. The lazy man's option. He has managed to stay alive, and I don't think that one extra life on the scoreboard stopped QN from pushing forward at all. And right now they have that overcharge, and they are going to try and work their way down main here. It looks like they might just go straight in. There's a pyro in for them though. Stark playing pyro. Uber comes in from QN. Stark straight in with the reflect. Gets both soldiers back. This is a great pyro play from Stark right now. Totally denying the effectiveness of that Uber. He's juggled the pyro. Picks up Fuo there. And this is looking good. Deserto just need to keep their heads about them. They've got a 2-man advantage here. They need to make sure they push out on all sides so they don't get back cap, DJC.
And Stark himself said, that Arcs is the playmaker for Decerto, so I'm watching him right now. He's going on the Spire, gets 1v1 by Vikun, the other retired returnee scout to the game. So Arcs, in the brief moment that I watched him, actually failing pretty hard, which is exactly what I wanted in the pregame. It's clearly showing that we are the dominant casters, Admirable.
Yeah, I think you're just going to bully Arcs for the rest of the cast, and I'm cool with that, DGC. You know, I play to win. We got to be ruthless here, man. This is a war of casters. Forget about this game. This is all about DJC and Admirable against Arcs and Beta right now. But it's, again, a pyro on last. Like, just look at the body language of Decerto here. They're sitting on equal Ubers, and they're opting to run Pyro Sniper. I mean, in this situation, DGC, I'd be happy to run the cookie cutter, you know, Scout, so that if they do fail, you've already got that defender's advantage. If they do fail, you can push out straight away with those Scouts, but because they're running these utility classes, it's really going to limit their time on recap and Spire, but they really need Quarantine to wipe out here. But we've already seen really solid play from QN. They're not going to commit too many players. Like a middle, they were just really happy to sit there and let Decerto come in, and I'm probably going to see that throughout the game. That's how I'm expecting them to play. That's how I found playing against them already with Crack Clan. They tried the bottom right spam there, focus fire from both soldiers, the Epsilon tactic. Didn't get a pick with it though. Looks like Decerto are well enough drilled to avoid that. And right now they're just sitting back, man. They're looking for a pick, and this is just intense TF2 right now.
Yes, very, very intense, especially when the Uber drop comes by the random sticky trap from Spary. Quarantine has no medic, no Uber, no invulnerability right now, so I would expect Deserto to push, particularly this hiding spot from kalho. He's on the battlements right now, sitting in that little spot, but he actually gets scared and runs away. Deserto, meanwhile, taking over upper and lower lobby. Vikun tried to go for the back cap, but was taken down there. All eyes on him. Meanwhile, another player goes down line, but Zappis right now is going for the back cap. He's in through the drop down. He's going to last through the upper. There's one soldier there. He's going to have to 1v1 to win this. Cap has started. Zappis eats the first rocket. He's dancing around on half-life here. He eats the ground rocket from Snyyppis as the cab is going to go. Quarantine backed up all the way to middle, holding their train.
Big Hail Mary rocket there from Snyyppis, firing directly up it. Zappis managed to hit him. That was nice. Well held on last right there. And whoa, Decerto streaming forward. The Ubers are popped. Kritzonite is within the range, but they opt not to push ahead. They could have gone and got that medic pick, but they opt to just go back and cap the point. I think maybe not confident there, wanted to get that cap point and deny one player from spawning. Well played? I don't think so, DJC.
Yeah, we will see Kritzonite now up to 80% Uber with all of his players in yard. I think Decerto might be just content holding this middle though. See if Quarantine push in and do the exact same thing Decerto just did. Have a really inefficient Uber, I will say. See if they can bait them out. The Uber's going to be popped very early here. Everyone from Deserto are already just dispersing away. Arcs is going to run into the enemy house, meet a scout there, gets two-shot by Vikun once again, and I don't really dislike Arcs that much, but the camera has been very kind to me today in my Arcs hating spree. Deserto now have their Uber charge up, but they are down that one scout, so their flank is going to be pretty weak here, and Quarantine might be able to take advantage of this if they get some overheals on their scouts, but it looks like Decerto actually want to push here. They're moving their soldiers in through the house, getting some coordinated spam, but once again they get a little bit scared and just back it up into yard. Snyyppis is going to lead in through the choke here, jumps in, finds nothing to shoot at though, and he's just dancing around the spam right now. They're sticky trapped on the house. Daleth going to walk past. not even really caring. His medic comes in as well.
Uber
is up and popped it. Got Kenta behind and forces the Uber. That's a great play by Viku, and Arx will get his revenge finally. 80% back up on Kritzonite. This is going to be yet another trade of the Uber charges here, but here comes the Soldier Bomb from Daleth. Gets some good damage out, but it's taken out by kalho, and Fwo is the only loss for Quarantine here, as Daleth, Stark, and Spary go down, and Arx at the first spawn. Spin will go down as well. Overcoming gets the choke, but the back cap has been initiated here by the Soldier. Snyyppis is going to get a nice direct on that scout. He has Arx actually supporting him right here. I don't think anyone spotted Arx yet. Arx is dancing around the low. Onto the medic goes AcidReniX, but he gets shotgun stalled by Lime and taken down.
Yeah, that was just one of those situations. It was almost the same as the previous time when I said they should have pushed, but they didn't have the momentum. Like, they sort of hesitated, and then they went in just as the Uber was fading, and they'd already let QN set up on the choke there, and they just got destroyed. Like, the sticky trap was already there, spam was coming in, and it couldn't have gone any worse for them, really. Right now, Quarantine walking into middle with a full Uber charge. There is a scope on the field. It is Deserto's Stark. He gets a headshot onto kalho, which forces a panic Uber from Kritzonite here. They've managed to pick up one frag, but again, they're not pushing with that Uber. They're just going to sit back, and there's a back cap on. They need to get out of there now. They really can't expect to hold this. They have to make the decision to get out, and they are, but they've already lost 3 players. Oh, DJC, this is crazy. Looks like they're going to lose their medic or the last point. I don't know which.
Arx is moving in through the lower right now, going to go straight for the point. There are both soldiers alive. He's going to eat a splash rocket to force him off of the point, and then Lime's going to drop down to finish him off. Quarantine do make the nice hold of last here, and actually Spin's going to spawn with Kritzonite up. So this Uber through choke right now looks like Decerto want to play this passively, get back on the middle, push their heels up, and move through the house, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Arx, meanwhile, making a great pick. He's in on the enemy last, takes down Viku, and he's going to cause some problems for Quarantine right now. Spary's coming in through the bridge. And in fact, Quarantine are a bit out of position here. There's a soldier getting onto the demo man. Spary's getting great sticky spam on him. Arx finally gets taken on. The Uber's popped in trash. There's a scout behind Decerto's combo, but it's not going to matter. The cap has started to the demo man. Jumps, get air shot by Daleth. I do believe sends him spiraling back to the earth, and Daleth re-jumps the Spire to start this cap once again. 90% captured here, and Daleth is getting focused down hard. Deserto have lost a lot of players, and they're not going to be able to take this right now. Stark is back on middle on 8 HP. Luckily for Quarantine, their medic stayed alive during that melee, and Spin is still dead for another 5 seconds. So this is going to be about a 65% Uber advantage for Quarantine pushing middle here.
I can't help but wonder if things would have been differently, worked out different if Arx wasn't behind that whole time, if he'd maybe capped the Spire instead. But right now, it is Quarantine in the driving seat yet again. It's going to be a attempted block here from Deserto. Oh, Kritzonite goes down to Snyyppis. Big bomb in there from the man from Finland. And right now it is 3-on-4 in favour of Quarantine. They don't have a medic, but that just gets equalised. The Spin gets destroyed by Zappis. He picks up a cheap one on Daleth. Arx comes in onto kalho though. He's going to go toe-to-toe with Zappis. He makes that a 3k at least there, DJC.
You're not going to give Arx any business there, Admirable? I know you want to get on the Arx bashing too, man.
Oh, I was trying to before that big pick came in. You know, I was going to belittle his play there. But, you know, at the moment past, EGC, the moment past, I'm sure there'll be plenty more opportunities the way he's playing right now.
Plenty more. We're going to see some Kritzkrieg come out from Kritzonite, going for his namesake play here. They will have a very, very slight advantage, so a small window to pop this Kritzkrieg. And you can see, I think Decerto are kind of aware that a little bit of something is up here. They know they have 50% Uber, but their medic spawned earlier, so they're going to play this sniper pick. I think that neither team is really confident enough in what they're doing right now to commit to anything, so they're going to play passive, try and let the other team make a mistake. And you can see Quarantine not building this Kritzkrieg nearly as quickly as they should be. They're in fact still even. Is Spin on Kritzkrieg and I somehow missed it? No, he's on Uber. This is just a very bad Uber building job by Quarantine right now.
They got Quarantine coming in from that resupply side. Kritz comes in, but no frag initially. Kritzonite is actually playing quite passive near resup. The Uber has been forced off from Decerto's Spin, but it looks like we've got a pause, DJC, just as I was about to cream my pants.
And in this pause, I'll take the opportunity, I couldn't say it before because the stream obviously would not have heard me. Our stream went down. Some technical difficulties, as all of you know if you've played TF2, it's not the most technically sound of games. At times it has some problems. We are back now. Thank you for sticking with us through the crash. Hopefully there will be no further issues with my throat. It's okay. I'm good at.
I'm glad we've got the technical prowess of Warden on hand there, our streamer tonight, getting things back up. Right now, I've been told there is a pause because QN's Mumble has had a problem. I don't know if that is something malicious, but QN with voice comm problems right now, so I guess they're going to be changing to somewhere else. We could be some time, DJC, but in terms of the way... Oh, wow, we're back in. I just
It could be
cursed the
some
caster
time,
there.
like 6 seconds. Could be a little bit of a wait here. Quarantine to keep their medic alive, so they will still have Kritzonite building. They're on about 40% right now. The HUD might be a little broken, is another one of TF2's particular specific flaws. After a pause, the HUD sometimes just gets stuck a little bit. That'll fix itself in time, so do bear with us on that. I will keep you updated. We have 70% Kritzonite for Kritzonite. I think Spin is significantly ahead. Actually, he's only on 60%, despite the fact that when my HUD broke, he was on 48%, so I'm going to assume he got separated from some people there. Couldn't really build it too quickly. Looks like Quarantine do have their Kritzonite ready and want to push right now. Flo's going to go from the window. They spot the medic. Spin jumps onto the little rock to get away from the crit stickies. Stark and Snyyppis are going to go down, and Spin gets picked by zappis and on the flank. Daleth is cleaning it up, though. Takes down Kuhn and Kritzonite, and the back cap's going to be started here by Arcs. He's on very low life, though, and a scout is trying to contest him, but that cap is half gone already, and zappis gets meat shot slightly out of the air, but everyone has come back to take down Arcs. He's going to pick Flo. Very good play by Arcs there, draws everyone back, takes down the demo, pretty much wins his team continued control of mid.
Yeah, Arcs making the best of a bad situation there. Really nice play, you know, but I was sort of expecting him to take down 6 players, to be honest, DJC, so I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed, Arcs. You really need to step your game up, mate, you know what I'm saying?
Ah, man. I gotta give him credit there, that was a really good play. I'll make fun of him every other moment for the rest of this game, but right there was pretty solid.
Yeah. Just don't want to create any confusion here. If you have just tuned in, that was actually a nice play from Arcs, our fellow caster here on VanillaTV. Just a bit of gentle ribbing. I think we're on the front page of Twitch right now, so check that one off on your bingo cards. And hello to all you curious Twitch viewers who are wondering what this is. This is competitive TF2 at the highest level. This is ETF2L's Premier Division. And this is Quarantine against Decerto map 1. So far it is just 1-0 to Deserto after 15 minutes, with 15 minutes remaining. Right now both teams posturing to push it. It looks like it's going to be Decerto coming in with that uber charge. Not getting any frags on entry. Actually Fu picks up Arcs. And now Decerto are running away with their tails between their legs and giving Quarantine the chance to come in, but they feel they haven't done enough damage, and it looks like they're going to hold. No, a soldier jumps in and gets airshot! Kalho destroyed! And the bombing continues. Line follows up the damage, and Fu with the stickies just focusing. Great damage there from Rocket and Sticky combining, and now Spary is badly positioned, picks up a Rocket and a scatter, gets chased down by zappis. He gets the brace. The Demo Man Medic, that is a very valuable pick right there. 2 very valuable picks, DJC.
It feels like there's going to be just 1 for 6 TF2 play today as zappis fights the entire Decerto team. He has 14 more points than the next person on his team. Snyyppis is in middle, though, getting taken out by, of course, zappis, who gets a double kill randomly on middle to move it up to a nice 17-point lead still. That push from Quarantine, or Decerto rather, was kind of the traditional bad Uber push where you go in intending to Uber every single person who walks through the choke point, and then it never really works out because you waste so much Uber actually just multiing. Cap is initiated here by the scout. In fact, we see Quarantine pushing through the resupply. Spars are going to try and jump away through the trash. Takes it into the lobby here as the cap goes. Lime will pick Arcs in the meantime. Stark is trying to get a close range clutch headshot onto the medic, but he cannot. Kritzonite on 15% Uber having popped it there, and Spin is caught out very badly on the front door. Gets taken out by the stickies of Woe. Viku, meanwhile, in the upper lobby will take down Snyyppis and clear the upper lobby for his teammates. Is moving to last through the lower. Onto the Demo Man. Spary gets 2-shot by Viku out of position there, and the soldier goes down as well. Daleth managing to trade with Kalho before his death, but that will draw it even at 1-1 here as zappis has a crazy round, doubling the score of the next highest combat class.
Yeah, that guy is pretty good. Obviously, not so many Finns playing TF2 these days, but it's just in his blood, DJC. You can't teach that. He's just a Finnish monster. And again, we go to another middle where... No, both demos do not roll out from house. Fu goes balcony, doesn't catch Spary with any damage, but the position is interesting because Quarantine are doing a valley rollout. They need that cover onto the point. They do get forward, though. There is a scout behind. That's Arcs who gets chased down, and Quarantine have just got this point by default. Decerto's rollout not sufficient enough to deal with that valley push, and they just lost a couple of players early on, and then Arcs tried to go behind to buy time, but he died pretty much instantly as well. Nice tactical play there from Quarantine, I think, DJC.
Yeah, but the problem for Quarantine right now is that Decerto have their Ubers still up. They have 6 spawned, and the last time we were in this situation, Quarantine made 0 progress pushing into last up against that Pyro, and what do we see? Stark on Pyro, AcidReniX on Sniper, Arcs is going to peek through the main, and Stark is just going to wait to see where the push develops from. So he can go in there and blast away every projectile that he possibly can. He's sitting on the top right now. Deserto pretty spread out with their defense here, and Quarantine just now breaching lobby with their players. They want this to go very slowly. They want to formulate their plan. They want to execute it to perfection. They want to get overheals on as many players as they can before they get in. Having overheals on every player works out to be roughly a 500 health difference, I believe. And it's just such a huge advantage to make people have to shoot you that many more times when you get in. Especially because Deserto are going to be stacking their heals right now onto the Pyro and onto the Sniper, trying to get either a pick out of arcs or just have some really high health on that defending Pyro. Looks like Quarantine are gearing up for the push here right now. They're moving their soldiers in through lower main. Arcs peaks. The Uber pop comes from Quarantine. They're going to have to jump the medic spin with the instant counter pop. Zappis is down, taken out by Snyyppis. Meanwhile, Deserto are cleaning it up once again. Their Pyro play just too strong here, as they deny Quarantine so much with this Uber. Vikun is in on the point, though, goes for the medic instead of just staying on the point. Cap is slightly earned here, but Fwo and his medic are badly out of position. Kritzonite is not going to be able to get out. The soldier will jump him. Stark gets taken out by the stickies of Fwo, though, and Fwo's going for the medic. Kritzonite down to the shotgun of Daleth as Snyyppis' rockets take down Fwo. And the spawns come for Quarantine, but Deserto have won this fight handedly.
Yeah, again, pretty much failed push there onto Badlands last. I mean, in that situation, it's really a stalemate. Both teams have Uber. This is the unstoppable force against the immovable object. What you really want to do is go in there and try and trade Ubers, and if you don't get any picks, any damage, just go back out, heal up, and then repush without the Uber in the equation, because that just... like, a good medic is not going to drop any players, and they have to expect that. I mean, if they're just going in there and they Ubered 3 players through me, and their Uber charge wasn't going to last very long, and they still committed to it after they failed the original push, the initial push, they went back in again. I don't know if Quarantine just don't respect Deserto, or they're just not thinking about what they're doing, but they really need to sort of work the percentages, work the odds better in their favour. That sort of play is not going to get them anywhere, DJC.
And by far the most egregious part of it that so many people pointed out in the STV chat and the Twitch chat, nobody went for the point. Several people had the opportunity to, but I mean, Vikun literally ran across the point to shoot at the medic. This is kind of a game where you have to cap the points to win, so that's a bit of a baffling play from everyone involved for Quarantine. Lucky for them, it's not going to cost them too badly, as the Ubers will be even, and Deserto are content. Deserto have proven, I think this is the 3rd time they have successfully defended a push in from Quarantine here. They're ready to just hold last for the rest of the time this map is, which is about 10 minutes and 20 seconds right now. But I hope for my sanity and yours, ads, please, for the love of God, Deserto, just push out and drop your Uber or something so we don't have to defend last forever.
Yeah, the thing is, Quarantine love to play this really passive game. They're happy to hold and just wait for their opponents to make a mistake. Obviously, right now they are in the position where they have to attack, but they're just going to commit maybe 1 player at a time, see if they get a pick, see if they get that medic to drop. And right now, even when they have 1 player down, they choose to fall back. They're not content to hold lobby with 5, which is perfectly doable. They opt to go back with that 1-man disadvantage, and they're going to let Deserto come out, and this is exactly what they want. They want Deserto to make a push and fail so they can push back and just cap the point with 6 players down, something like that, DJC. And Deserto are sort of falling into the trap. They do pick up Zappis there, and that's interesting because that might actually make them want to push here, but 1 frag isn't really going to be enough. They need to do something with this Uber. They're getting players onto the point. It's a very slow and steady push here, actually, but they're not really forcing Fu back, and he's doing big damage onto that Spary. Actually, the force comes in first from Quarantine. There is a back cap. Oh no, this is just beautiful from Quarantine. Drew Deserto out, slowed them down for so long, and I missed that, but it was Quan on the back cap there, DJC.
Yeah, Deserto fell for the trap. It was perfectly executed, perfectly laid. Deserto saw their opening. It's such a small opening because ultimately, if you're the one holding Spy or a Scout, really doesn't matter, especially because he has that quick respawn coming anyway. We're going to take over another middle here. Quarantine are up 2-1. I'm going to watch Deserto Stark. I'm going to see what the interview of the man of the week, man of the month can do. I see Spary hit an air shot into the line from Stark's perspective. Get me the hell away from Stark. He's doing nothing. Arx is going to pick kalho. You know, Deserto are controlling this middle, and as soon as I turn away from Stark, he gets a kill. Damn it, Stark. He gets a double at least. I get to see that one as he takes down Zappis. But Kuhn is going to come in through the point, spin out of position, gets taken down by Vikun. Right now, Kuhn is trying to fight this soldier. He's out of position, alone, under the point. They're going to come for him, and Arx is going to get the kill. The only one alive right now for Quarantine is Lime. He got that early spawn. He's going to try and go contest this. I think he wants to go for a medic force. Or, not a medic force, excuse me, a Spire defense as the medic just went down, but he's going to get spotted out early by this scout and taken down by Arx, and Spin instantly spawns with the crit screen. But Quarantine are doing a very good job of holding this Spire here. Zappis and Fwo combining to take down the scout Stark. And Deserto have no capping power right now, and they're only very, very slightly ahead in this Uber, and the soldier's going to jump straight through to cap the point! Lime is going to go up to defend, and Snyyppis is going to go down. Deserto are committing so much to this cap. There are only 3 players right now. Spary is going to get a pick on his zappis. They're going to have Arc support coming in through lobby. I just saw Crazy pipe it Daleth in the face and take him down. Well, Arcs is behind, will take down Kritzonite in lobby. Very great play from him. And now that Kritzkrieg advantage moves from very, very tiny to amazingly, massively, immensely huge, Admirable.
Yeah, they really should just sit back here, but it looks like they want to push 3 against 5, and this is dangerous. They're going to gamble here. He's peeking, actually. He's looking to see if he can get a pick. He's going to wait. I'm glad they did that. I'm glad Decerto opted to hold, because there is actually a scout behind. That would have been terrible timing to crits in there with that scout behind. And right now they have this full advantage, and the Quarantine probably don't know it's crits. They might have spotted the different coloured particles and the different coloured model of the Kritzkrieg, but they can't be sure. And oh, doesn't matter. Zappis' body shot onto spin. No crits for you, mate. That is a full advantage for Kritzonite right now. But there is time on the point, and soldiers are jumping onto the balcony here for Deserto, denying the block of Quarantine. Fu gets up just in the nick of time and gets assisted by Quan there, but the soldier bombs up, picks up Fu. Kalho's able to take him down in time. Spary's in house, but it looks like Quarantine are going to hold onto this one by the nipple hairs. Mark that off your bingo card, folks. You may have a full house by now.
If you blew a fart on that point, it would have been cat. It was just so close. Daleth made a great play to come on. He took the demo man down. We're going to reset here pretty much. Spin will be significantly behind on Uber, but we have seen these teams sit and just wait with Uber advantage this entire game. And at this point, so cap, I don't think Quarantine will be able to do much with it, but Deserto are already getting their aggression on Spary with some clever stickies on the point. And then a nice pipe will take down Kalho and zappis. Cap's going to come out here soon from Deserto. Spin dropping into the point to heal up his soldier. Spary going to continue pushing forward, doing the damage. Stark with the cap, and Lime gets caught out of position. Starts Kritzonite killed in trash by Stark there, very, very badly out of position. I think Quarantine were caught off guard by the aggression. Deserto going to rush into last, and Vikun, the only one there to defend, will not be enough against the 4-man gank squad of Deserto. We have 6 minutes left in the game right now, and it's tied up at 2-2, Admirable.
That just ended up to be really situationally bad positioning from Quarantine in that defense. Holding it trash can be quite good, but when you're 2 players down, you need to get the hell out of there. They didn't react fast enough. They got destroyed. It's going to be a volley rollout from Quarantine again. Fu up in the play from the balcony as his combo comes through underneath him. He might drop down here. Actually, Lime jumps in really early, gets taken down to 20 HP, but picks up Stark for his trouble. And right now, Quarantine are working their way under that bridge. Actually, the combo's on choke. There's a soldier under bridge, but they've done enough damage to force out Deserto right now, even though they all are super low HP. That's half their team on red health. Just the fact that they were alive is enough to bully out the Deserto players there. They see 6 against 4. They're happy to walk away, DJC.
It's especially in Quarantine's favor right now because Snyyppis is yet to spawn and Arcs is in behind, way deep in the enemy's yard right now. Quarantine will actually stay back. They want to deal with him. They don't want some weird middle back cap to go off here, but that's going to delay their push so much. Deserto can pretty much reset, and Arcs' death, honestly, if it happens, will not be too big of a loss for them if they just wait for the spawn. He will get cleaned up by Zappis, but look at how much Quarantine had to hold back to do that. There were 2 players in the yard chasing him down. Quarantine's still not moved into choke, and there's 15 seconds left on Arcs' spawn. He's going to get back into the fight instantly when he does come up. And it looks like Quarantine are ready now to push. They're going to go through choke here. They get the overheal up on this soldier. Lime's going to move through, gets launched forward. Uber's popped out from both sides here. Decerto with by far the better of it. Lime's going to have to jump away right now. Flash goes out onto his soldier partner. Here comes the Uber into choke from Decerto. Stark's going to pick Kalho. Flo and Kuhn go down as well in succession to Spary and Stark, but Zapp is going to come in for the cleanup. Will take down Daleth and Stark. Lime is in as well, getting a double kill for himself. Snyyppis will finish him off, and right now it's 2 versus 2 with a medic alive for Quarantine. Zapp is on 29 HP on middle, trying to run away, just save his life so he doesn't die here. Down to 16 health, meets up with his medic in house, and he's going to want to contest this. He knows the health is not good on at least Arcs, but Snyyppis is full health. I don't think he realized. Zapp is taking out a 41, but Kuhn is going to come in the middle. They're going to clean up Arcs as he goes for the medic. It looks like Quarantine's aggression at the end of this fight will pay off and earn them the cap.
Yeah, Zappis really left his medic exposed for just a second there. Arcs had an opportunity to run in but didn't get the pick. He's going to be kicking himself over that one, DJC, and right now Quarantine sitting in a nice spot here. They've got a 2-man player advantage and an Uber advantage. They're going to be starting to move forward, but they got to be aware that... Oh,
they go deep! They go down the medic right now on balcony! Oh, he gets shot down. And the soldier jump comes to back him up out of Quarantine. Kalho is going to take down Spary. No demo man here for Deserto, so that's going to kill any chance they had of defending the Spire. Quarantine already trying to move over this through main, but Arcs is in behind, getting shotgun juggled by MGE superstar Lime. Destroyed right there. It was AcidReniX.
I'd like to see Kritzonite push on the button. He is going to go for it. They've got 2% where they could have picked the medic there. not going to be enough. They opt to jump a soldier onto the point, knowing that the demo man is down. He gets a little bit of time, but really that's a free frag for Decerto on this defense. They've managed to pick up 2 quarantine players here, and Quarantine again pushing in with the man disadvantage, gets stranded. Fu picks up Spary though with a nice pipe, and another one onto Snyyppis before he goes down.
Does nobody know that Fo is there? Like, did nobody call it? He's just throwing pipes at everything. That's a triple kill. 2 of those should not have happened. Fo hit a pipe on the Spary, who apparently just didn't call it, and then he proceeded to take down 2 more players. Well, the cap is going to be initiated here by Stark, but he's going to see 2 overbuffed scouts and an overbuffed soldier coming at him. He runs the hell away. He is scared. He's wetting himself right now, but he's going to meet up with his team in upper lobby. They want to try the forward hold here. They know the Quarantine's advantage is rather large, and then if Quarantine get another chance to push in with 30% Uber, it's probably going to go in favor of Quarantine.
I told you, man, this Fool guy hit some pretty sick shots. That was quite impressive. Even more impressive that Kritzonite managed to escape. Nobody thought it would be a good opportunity to kill the medic there. He just ran away and let Fool do his thing, and now he's going to Uber in top with the scout to counter that pyro. The pyro's doing a great job though. It looks like they just can't get the damage onto Stark. He's still alive after the Uber fades. Does eventually go into Fool's pipes. There is a back cap on right now, and players streaming onto the point, but nobody's there to block it for Decerto. Quarantine are going to get an easy one there. Just got let out of jail with that. It's going to be 3-2. 1 minute 30 left. You're here with Admirable, DJC, and Warden on the stream for VanillaTV. This is a nail biter. They got 1 minute and 30 seconds to bring this down to 3-3, so we can go to a golden cap here. DJC, tell me what's happening on middle.
This is where great gamers go huge, Admirable, so I'm going to keep my camera locked on Daleth's perspective right now. He plays the pocket soldier role for Deserto. He's having a fantastic game today. He's hit so many air shots. He's going to jump on his train right now, fight this soldier 1v1, engage him. Will the air shot come? Big shot by Daleth! But meanwhile, his team is getting crushed in positioning. Spary and Snyyppis are down. There's no demo for Deserto. They know they have to contest this, so they can't give up the fight. Stark's going to pick Kuhn, and Daleth pulls out that shotgun and starts firing away at the enemy pocket soldier. Stark is in deep as well. He's going to take down the demo man, though. Arx is dead, and now Spin is badly out of position with everyone on his team dead. He's at 92% Uber. They could not get it up in time, and despite the great play on that middle from Daleth, who I called having the sick mid, Quarantine are going to take this. There's 38 seconds left, and Quarantine just have no chance to lose this round now.
I only have to assume that Daleth messaged you there and says, check out my next middle, bro. Or do you just have that sick gamer sense? I don't know, DGC, but right now Quan is pushing ahead onto the Spire, but it's not going to really make a difference. We're sort of in dead time here with 20 seconds remaining. Decerto cannot push through all 3 points, and they even get the Spire there to deny that back cap. Quarantine
10 seconds to go the game. Admirable is not over yet. We have to give this the clutch call it deserves. Arx is running back to his own last. He's going to cap his own last right now to end the game. Engaging the scout. It's going to 2-shot the medic. Oh, but Daleth with the clean up. And that will make it 3-2 in favor of Quarantine. The first map, Badlands, is going to go in their favor to sort of put up a great fight. Tried to make it happen in the end, but despite some very strong play from Daleth and Stark, just could not bring it home.
DJ Stage, I even need to ask you who your man of the map is. I'm gonna, just for tradition's sake, DJ, say who's your man of the map?
Take a guess, Admirable.
Zappis, maybe?
Yeah, kind of the guy who had 21 more points than anyone else. I don't care how many of that was captures. Even if you take away however many captures he had in 3 rounds, he probably still had more frags than anyone in that match. It was pretty nuts. And unfortunately, because I didn't think to do it in time and the map is switched, cannot check how many frags Zappis has.
Damn you, Valve, for hiding frags from the scoreboard. Trying to promote team play. What's that all about, Robin Walker? But I'd have to agree with you, Zappis. Definitely a really strong performance there. Overall, fairly solid from Quarantine. And as expected, they managed to win that one. Pretty close though, 3-2. That's going to be our first map here in the ETF2L Season 13, powered by TT Esports Premier Division Week 1 fixture between Quarantine and Decerto. This has been Admirable, DGC, and Warden on the streaming duties there. Stay tuned for the second map, Golly Wash.